Hi there guys, Ken here, your Thrifty Apprentice. Today we are going to be taking a look at Artist Loft Complete 72 count of colored pencils. If you don't know, which most of you probably do by now, Artist Loft is the A House brand, or one of the brands owned by Michaels and distributed by Michaels. I did pick my set up from Michaels, of course. I do believe you can order some Artist Loft products from Amazon. I'm not sure if these are available there, but you can definitely get them from your local Michaels or from Michaels.com. And they do distribute and ship all over the world from what I understand. The pencils just come in a very, generic clear casing that the lid opens from the top and the bottom which is tape. The pencils are stacked in 2 rows. Excuse me. The front of the packaging just says colored pencils, Artist Loft, academic level 1, 72 pencils. I'm flipping it over the back. Brilliantly pigmented, cedar wood, sharpens consistently. And then it says the same thing in a different language. There's just a little picture of a color swatch here. Lets you know that it conforms to ASTM 4236 regulations. Distributed by MSPCI, which I'm assuming is Michaels in some form or fashion. Irving, Texas. So yeah, there you go. Made in Vietnam. So the pencils are made in Vietnam. So this is not going to be a long review at all. That was just an introduction to the pencils. I've already removed mine and put them in a pencil holder. So here you will see I have all 72 pencils. There are only 72 pencils in the range. There are 24 pencils in their watercolor range. And I'm not sure how many paints they have in their watercolor paint range. But I have done a review on both the watercolor pencils and the paint. I will link them in the video description in case you're interested in seeing that. So, I'm not sure why I closed it up. We need to taking a look at the barrel of the pencils. So, the barrel of the pencils are your standard round barrels. Each barrel is colored, supposedly coordinating with the lid of the pencil. Now, typically with colored pencils, you should be able to look at them and just really tell what the color is going to be. It should be what you see is what you get. I'm going to show you a comparison in a minute where there's a dramatic difference between like the coloration on their colored pencil barrels versus the coloration on their watercolor barrels or watercolor pencil barrels. But so you got, again, you have your standard round barrel. It says colored pencil, Artist Loft, and these pencils do include the color name on the barrel. Most Artist Loft products have color names on them. There are no pigment or light fast information provided for the pencils or any of their products on any of the packaging or on the products themselves. So it is a craft brand. I would put it in the category of being a craft brand. So you don't typically expect to get light fast or pigment information. And we're going to take a look at some of the things that I did with the pencils in just a moment, but that's pretty much the physicality of the pencils. Kind of straightforward. That's all of the information. There's nothing on the opposite sides of the barrels. As far as I know, you cannot purchase these open stock. You can only purchase them in sets. They do come in sets of different sizes, which I don't have in front of me right now. I'm more than sure there's a 24 set. I think there might be a 36 set and a 12 set, other than the 72 complete set. So I did want to show you guys really quick the difference in like the coloration of the barrels between the two pencils, which leads me to believe that wherever the watercolor pencils are produced, the colored pencils are probably produced in a different factory or a different location. So I'm just going to show you one example really quickly. So here, this is light blue in the colored pencil, and this is light blue in the watercolor pencil. There is a dramatic difference, and I think I showed this in a video once before. And I'm not sure if I voiced that video over, if I was actually talking, I can't really remember. But there's a huge difference, and there's a difference in the way the color lays down. So let's take a look at that really quickly and just talk about the performance of the pencils. Take a look at a couple of examples. So here I have the pencils swatched out in this little sketchbook. It took up 3 pages here, and then I did do a little example painting at the end where I sketched and colored in some oranges and an orange slice. For all intents and purposes, the pencils are pretty pigmented. You know, the colors lay down pretty transparently. You can build, although you can only build about 1, 2, at maximum maybe 3 layers before I feel like it just becomes too waxy to add more pigment to it. With these being colored pencils, I'm using them in a mixed medium fashion or format. I do kind of suggest that you sort of use these as like some of the last media that you add to your painting, because that wax is going to kind of have a barrier against like adding things to the top of it, especially watercolor paints. You get a pretty comprehensive range of colors. As you can see here, they're okay. They're pretty bright. I mean, on a moderate level, I would definitely put them better than like a Crayola, better than the new formulation of Praying, because Praying is nothing like it used to be. They're definitely not on the same level as like Arteza, which we've reviewed the expert line anyway. We haven't reviewed their premium line, but that is a professional line. I don't think they're nearly as pigmented, nor are they as high performing as like the Faber-Castell. And yes, I am kind of doing a comparison right out the bat like this, because in all honesty, I don't like to do these type of reviews that I'm doing right now, because I really wasn't pleased with the performance of the pencils, and I really wasn't pleased with some of the things that happened with just the overall purchasing of the pencils. So let's start off with the fact that, you know, and let me just go ahead and finish with some of the more positive points. Again, I was telling you there was a comprehensive range of colors. There are a lot of blues in the set. There are some beautiful blues. And they do blend together really well. They layer well. They will mix to make clean colors, which you was able to see in one of the videos that have gone up on the channel already, where I did the painting of the oh God, help me. I can't think of the banana. The banana. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. The painting of the banana, where I was blending and mixing colors with the Artist Loft products. So overall, all of their products mix pretty cleanly, although I'm pretty sure as far as the paints go, most of them are multi-pigmented. The watercolor pencils, I think, are the better performing of all 3 products. And the pencils, they're okay. They're just okay. As far as I feel, they have a semi-hard lid. They're not really soft and smooth. The pigments kind of break as you land them down, and you do have to layer in order to really get the color depth that you want. Now, I originally bought the pencils, got them home. Thought I had 72 pencils, and to my surprise, I didn't, because there were duplicates of 2 pencils. There were 2 browns in the set, and there were 2 dark blues in the set. Now, I did reach out to Artist Loft via Facebook and let them know what had transpired. They asked me if I had my receipt, and I let them know that I did. And I'm not sure if I sent them a copy of it or not, but I think I did send them a copy of the receipt. And they let me know that they were going to forward it to their customer service. But I guess due to the pandemic, there's a lot going on, and they haven't been able to get around to maybe processing or responding to things of that nature, because it has been quite some time ago. I want to say it's been over a month ago now. And I still haven't had any correspondence from Michaels in regards to the fact that, you know, that set did have 2 browns and 2 blues in it. And I definitely have them here to prove it. There's a brown, and let's see here. Of course, it's going to be elusive just because there's a brown. Okay, so there's definitely 2 browns. So that right there reduces it to 71 pencils. And then there is, I'm not sure if it's the dark blue or the navy blue. Let's see. I'm gonna try on here, guys. I know it's another one in here that is a duplicate, and I just cannot put my hands on it right at this second. What is this? There it is, dark blue. Okay, So, and then there are 2 dark blues in the set. So that reduces my 72 set to a count of 70. So technically, I did not really get all 72 pencils in the range, although that's what I thought I was purchasing. I really only got 70 pencils, and again, I have reached out to Michaels, and unfortunately, it hasn't gone any further than just that response that I received from Facebook. I am looking forward or hoping that I will receive further correspondence from them in regards to whatever solution they have towards in offering to fix the situation, because I really haven't used the pencils much. Let's just take a look at some things that I have done with them. Here are some unfinished olives. This is one of the little things that I have in progress, actually. I mean, the pencils work okay. Again, like I said earlier, they do lay down, you know, semi-smoothly. It's sort of waxy. They don't really glide across the paper like I've come to experience with the other pencils that I've used and reviewed on the channel. Um, 2 layers, 3 layers max. The 4th layer, nothing was really sticking. They will blend pretty well, especially with pressure. I did try a little solvent on some of them here and there, and it works pretty well. They will lift pretty easily, so you need to make sure that that brush that you're using with the solvent is really, 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 really damp and kind of just kind of damp and not saturated at all. So here are some of the things that I've done with the pencils. Now here are some strawberries, and yes, this one open here, the cut in half is kind of stylized, because in all honesty, I kind of got frustrated with this one. This is one of the first ones that I tried to accomplish with the pencils, and for all intents purposes, it's okay. It's not completely terrible, and again, I think they perform better than like a Crayola would, but they're waxy. They're really, really waxy. I also did a chili pepper here. And then you can see I was swatching the colors up here just because I wanted to see how, and they're pretty bright now. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they're dull colors. And I guess maybe for a complete beginner set, they would be okay. I'm not just completely throwing them in the dump at all. I just think that I've definitely have used better pencils. Like hands down, I think the Master's Touch by Hobby Lobby is a better brand of colored pencils, and I know I haven't introduced or reviewed those yet, but I have been using them. So there are, again, I think that you could, let's talk about price, and then I want to be able to say more about that. So the cost of these pencils, I think, are like regular price $35. You can use typically a 20% coupon on that $35.99 or $36.99, something like that, because that's what they had been running. Now here recently they had a 50% coupon, but that was after I'd purchased the pencils at $35.99 with the 20% off coupon. So for that price, I'm gonna be honest, I really don't think the pencils are worth it. I don't know. I wasn't impressed, guys. I just wasn't impressed. And I don't really do reviews like this. I don't really give bad reviews, and I don't really want this to be a terrible impression. And keep in mind, these are all my opinions based on my performance. And you do have to factor in that I did have issues at the with just the overall purchasing of these pencils. The fact that the package really only had 70 pencils in it versus the 72. The fact that it, although I do understand the whole situation going on with COVID-19, just not having any correspondence with Michaels concerning that right now may be clouding my judgment. I don't know. But what I do know is that I think that there are other pencils out there for that particular price. I mean, for what that's worth, you can get you a set of Arteza, which is going to be get a set of their Expert line, even if it's just 24 count. You're going to pay about the same price, even at the 20% off for the $35.99. They're going to be a much better performing pencil. They're going to be just as transparent, much more transparent. They're going to be light fast. They're going to have the light fast information. They're going to have colored names on them just as well. So I just think that for overall what you pay for this to be a craft brand, for it to be such a wide variety of colors, which actually happen to be okay pigmented and kind of give you a wide range if it wasn't for the fact that some of the colors are pretty samey. I mean, you have some colors that really resemble and look similar to each other. The ultramarine and the iris, which is just like hairs, I mean, very few hairs off. There are all of the shades of browns are pretty close. The light brown and the ochre are pretty close. The hazelnut and the caramel are close enough for you to get away with having one or the other. Let's see here. Several colors on the front. The beige and the peach. I'm not even understanding why those are two different colors. That should definitely be one color. The rose, peach, and the Simon are pretty much the same color. You can do with one or the other. They give you a neon yellow and a lemon yellow, which the neon yellow is just bonkers. Bright yellow and yellow are pretty much the same. I mean, there may be a slight color variation. So here again, you're getting a lot of colors and they're pretty, but when you really pay close attention, some of them are so close that you realize you could do without one or the other. And that's just how it goes. They give you a warm gray, cool gray, dark gray, black and white. So that's your black and white range. And, you know, just overall, I just think that you could spend your money on obtaining a better product. Now, if this is all you can afford, this is all you have access to, like I said, I feel like it's going to perform better than your common Crayola color pencil would. I'm not sure about the Crayola signature brand line because I haven't tried those, but definitely better than just the regular Crayola. So if that's what you're shooting for, and you know, you're not really worried about it, maybe you're just using colored pencils here and there, maybe just for sketching or whatever, then I don't know, maybe they're okay. But if you're serious about colored pencil artistry, or if you're serious about the colored pencil being used in your mixed media or in your paintings overall, then I just think you can invest your money towards a much better product than the Artist Loft colored pencils. Okay, guys, I know that was, you know, harsher than I normally do it, but I just had to put it out there. I wanted you to have the information. I wanted you to see some of the things that I've done with them, and just to know that I did not have the easiest time. Although the colors and the pencils do perform okay in some aspects, I just think that, you know, maybe you can invest your money in something just a little bit better. Okay, guys, so there you have it. Hopefully you found this information useful. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up with the things going on the channel. Head on over to the Thrifty Apprentice Facebook page and like us there. Use the comment section. I would love to know what you think. If you've used the pencils, let me know. Definitely, if you've used the pencils or if you've experienced these pencils, please share with me, because I would love to know if anybody else feels even remotely the way that I do about them. Don't forget to share the video. Sharing is caring. It's going to help the channel grow. And as I tell you always, just keep painting.